Good morning, Marklund. This is your May all-staff meeting for 2021. I'm Dawn Lassiter-Brueske, Director of Marketing and Communications, and I'm here with Gil Fonger. And today we have a pretty simple meeting, but very important. So Gil, we're going to have you start right off the bat.
Okay. Well, welcome to the May all-staff virtual again. It won't be that long before we can start having them in person, but I think we'll always have a virtual element because there's staff that aren't basically here on a particular day when the all-staff is being held. So staff weekends, the evening. But it will be nice to actually have live and in-person all-staff again. So one of the things, I don't know if you've experienced this or not, but I've been vaccinated. So there are things that I can do now that I wasn't able to do before. I was able to go into a store the other day and not wearing a mask. I mean, I gotta say, it was a little funny. I walked in, some of the employees didn't have them. Some of the people that were in the store had them on, but it was funny. I went to church on Sunday, didn't have to wear a mask if I was vaccinated again. It was one of these things that felt great, but there was also, it felt a little strange too, since it's been a year and a half since I'd gone into any place without a mask on. So, I mean, you may be having some of the same feelings. So it's just not, I think it's not a weird thing, just after all this time of wearing a mask everywhere to basically now, if you've been vaccinated, and I hope, and we had a great vaccination rate here with our employees, almost 70% of you. And I hope for those that have not had your vaccine, I hope that you'll choose to do so, but that is your choice. But I just want to say, for anyone that is having any anxiety, we do have our EAP program, our Employee Assistance Program. It's free. The number's in every one of our connections. It's on our ADP website. It's free to you and to anyone in your household. So you can talk to them about stress, anxiety, your household budget, I mean, anything. So it's really a very full-featured benefit that's for you and those who live in your household, which we expanded this year to include everyone who's in your household. So if you're having any kinds of issues at all and you have somebody that you'd like to talk to, I hope you'll take advantage of that. So now the main point of the all-staff this month is to talk about the results of the VOE, the Voice of the Employee survey that you took in February. So I'm going to share my screen and see if this works. Okay. So this is the Voice of the Employee survey, and we had again, we had a great participation rate. So almost 95% of you took it. We appreciate it. And what's so important is that the Voice of the Employee tells us about really how connected our staff is to our mission and purpose. Because we really can't be as effective as we want to be as an organization and with those that we serve if our employees aren't connected to that purpose and vision and our mission. So thank you for your candid remarks. They're invaluable to us. And really, I think we had some very positive results this year. So actually every year we have, I think, things that are very helpful to us. But I think this year we're showing that with our NPS score, this is the Net Promoter Score. So this is the score that basically where you're asked whether or not you would recommend Marklund as a place to work. And so basically it's on a scale of 1 to 10, and you have to basically say it's a 9 or a 10. So it's a very high mark are those who are really promoting Marklund. So this is showing that we went from 27.1 to 32.5, which probably doesn't mean a lot to you. It doesn't really mean a lot to me, except for it's scaled. So a typical ENPS for an organization is from -10 to +10. And when we're in the 30s, that's in that really, really good, very solid, showing the organization's moving in the right direction. Of course, we want to continue to increase that score as we go along, which really has a direct effect by the way you are engaged with the organization. So we've got to continue to do a good job on the areas that we need to grow in. And so that's what I want to talk about here. So the 5 areas, and these have been relatively the same for all of our VOEs. These are the 5 highest scoring questions. So the good understanding of our mission and vision of the organization, seeing positive results from my work. I'm proud to work for Marklund, which I think is such an important one. I regularly use Marklund email, which is one that has really grown up over the last few years, which is so important because it's a primary way that we communicate with each other. The one that like job expectations are made clear. Now, areas that are based upon from the survey, the areas that we need to improve upon, and this is an area I need to do a better job of talking to you to make sure you know of these areas that we want to work on. What are the specific things we want to work on? And then get back to you to see what are the results of the work that we put in these areas. So these are the 4 areas we really want to work on. So the first one maybe doesn't seem to be as serious as I see it, because 76% of you agree that people at work treat you with respect, which I think is so critical. The thing that concerns me about this is that this has been basically the same score for all of our VOE surveys. So this means that 25% of you do not agree with that statement. You have people that don't treat you with respect. So that's a really important thing. Everyone needs to treat each other with respect. So we're going to work on it. So the next 3 are areas that they're just got in the 50s. Only about half of you agree with the statement. So this means almost half of you disagree with it. So management employees trust each other. That trust is critical. Frankly, it's the most critical area of an organization to make sure that employees trust each other, especially management and direct care and frontline staff. Opportunities for advancement, that's an important one. And management shares information. So those are all the 4 areas that we're going to be specifically looking at. So the first one, people treat me with respect. So one thing we're going to be doing is we're going to send out pulse surveys to you to get your thoughts on ways that you want people that you work with, that what do you want them to do to show that they show you respect? And then also, what are ways we can improve on showing each other respect? So from those pulse surveys, we're going to be putting together a word cloud. So you've seen this before, like the more a certain word is used, the bigger the word is, the less it's used, the smaller it is. And so it'll start giving us an idea as an organization around creating the environment, so that these are the specific things that people do that show me respect, and these are the things I want people to do to show me respect. So this will be an area for us to be reminded visually of things that we need to do. Second area is trusting each other. So one of the areas we're going to have, so we've got culture boxes, and so we're going to start having these at the culture box for suggestion forms. So these will be areas that you can fill out. So you can put your name if you want to. It certainly can be anonymous. We'd like you to date it just so we know kind of the time frame in which you put it in. And then we'll follow through with supervisors and also put the answers to many of these questions in our connections. So you can see kind of what are some people talking to each other about. And you can also, if Spanish is a stronger language for you to express yourself, you can certainly do this in Spanish as well. So please use the language that you're most comfortable with. And then we'll have it translated, make sure that we understand what's being asked, and then we will then follow through with that. But the other area we want to do is show you just kind of this we care, show you a catalog of the benefits and the staff recognition programs that we have. Because it's the area that we think about all the time, because you are on the front lines of our mission. You are what make our mission and our promise possible, making everyday life possible for individuals with profound disabilities. So we want to make sure we are a positive part of your career. Whether you're going to be here, 50 years or just 1 or 2 years, no matter what, we want Marklund to be a very positive part of your career. So this kind of gives you a graphic of kind of the way I think about us here at Marklund, because you are really at the top. You are the ones, in fact, the term that I utilize and the term that I utilize with each of our employee orientation classes, that you are the heroes in the lives of those whom we serve, because that's the way the parents, guardians talk about you. You are the ones out there doing that job. So everything in the organization is really, how do we support you? So from the board of directors, we're a not-for-profit organization, to our board of directors, to me, to our administration, finance, HR, all of the organization is about how to support our frontline workers. And I'm sure there's sometimes you don't feel like that. And you need to, because that is the way this is created. And so, I want you to feel free to put in suggestions around some of the feelings that you might have around that. But this organization is designed such to support our frontline staff. Opportunities for advancement. So one of the areas that we want to talk about, in fact, I've been in not-for-profit work my entire career, and I've never been in an organization that I've seen as much growth of individuals within the organization, both as careers. So we want to talk about stories around career PSPs, those that have been here for years, or those maybe that they're early in their career, but they know that this is what they want to do. But also stories around those who have been here and have grown. PSPs have become nurses, got PSPs that have gone into other parts of our organization. So just, it's really been dependent upon kind of the interest of the individual and the opportunities within the organization. But I've never been in an organization where I've seen as much growth, that ability for staff to grow within the organization as I've seen at Marklund. You are probably aware of our leadership training program. Many of you have gone through it. It's been fabulous. And then the PSP levels program, which you've heard me talk about now for a number of years, but we've actually really got things moving now. We've had a number of focus groups that were done with a number of you that were part of that, got some great information, a lot of correlations between the different focus groups. So we're getting much closer about moving that along. And I feel very positive that we're going to be able to have something really done this year. And then finally, management shares information. So, one of the things that we've seen through the pandemic are all the updates that I've been able to do. Dawn has been really the point person as our director of marketing communication to really pull those together. But we've done over 100 updates since a year ago, March. And so they seem to be very positive, be able to share about things within the organization. So we want to keep that going. And one of the areas in particular is this new strategic plan that we're creating that's called Marklund 2030. So it's a 10-year strategic plan. I want you to know about it. I want to know about you to know, what part you play in it, and also get your feedback on it. So we'll be moving forward with that as well. And the other area that we want to do more around is, you might be aware that we have a monthly leadership meeting. So these are various supervisors within the organization. A lot of important things goes on in there. You've probably heard about some of those. Certainly, you have seen the results of many of those, but you probably haven't heard much about what goes. So what we want to do is, after our monthly meeting, basically have bulleted items that we can then share with you so you can hear about some of the things that we're talking about in the leadership meeting. And then also have on our ADP website different frequently asked questions that are probably common that you've probably thought about, maybe questions that you've asked yourself. Maybe some of these will come maybe even from the suggestions that you give us about these are things that are on your mind. So we're going to start putting those as an FAQ within ADP that will hopefully be a way to kind of share with you some of the things that are going on with the overall organization. So that is our update. So stay tuned for more things that we'll be doing and sharing around all of those, especially those 4 items.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Gil. I just want to give one last reminder about the benefits open enrollment started yesterday, the 24th of May. So check your email and check ADP for some instruction on how you need to go through your benefit and update everything that needs to get updated for you by, I believe, we have 2 weeks to get this done. So again, benefits open enrollment starts yesterday. Please don't forget about working on that. And that's all I have.
Yeah, I just did mine on the ADP website. Wow, is it easy to go through? It probably took me a minute and a half, two minutes to do it. It's really a very efficient way to do your sign up. Well, I just wanted to just thank you for all that you do every day. It's been a trying year and a half. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but I can't tell you enough how proud I am of you and all that you've been doing, especially in the challenges that we've faced over the last year and a half of the pandemic. So thank you so much for all that you do. Also, just a reminder, I have an open door policy. So you can always contact me if you ever have a question, something that you don't understand. Feel free to contact me directly with my direct line, my cell phone. You text me, or so you can set up a time to meet with me, or of course my email. So feel free to contact me in any of those ways if there's ever a question that you have around the organization. And but so appreciate all that you do, and God bless you.